I think that the public schooling system, or whoever runs it and that's in the back behind the scenes that we don't know, won't show that, doesn't want Bill Gates to be talked about so much, or Steve Jobs, or especially Bill Gates, because one, he dropped out of Harvard. Okay, he dropped out of college. They don't want us kids, or our kids, or you to drop out of college. They want you to forever be in school. Good morning, everybody. It's about 9 o'clock in the morning here in Northern California. I'm thinking about my son. He's going to be going to public school, most likely, okay? I want my son to get into a good school. But, when I was a kid, I always looked at things in a different light and in a different point of view. I never really thought the teachers or school or anything like that was really, really very deep for my mind. I didn't think it was going to expand my knowledge at all. I mean, not at all, but I didn't think it was going to make me that much smarter. What I think when I was younger, what would make me smarter is throwing myself into things that was like going out there and skateboarding a lot, going out there and finding out about music, especially in middle school and high school. Man, I would spend hours at the record store or CD store, and just going online, searching stuff with music, and I found out that was something that I'm really, really, really good at. Like I heard, if you don't know what you love and what you want to do in life, find out what you could talk about with random people or like two friends about for hours upon hours. So like, say one night you're with two friends of yours, and you don't know what your passion is, you don't know what you really love. So say you're with your two friends, and then you talk about sports all fucking night. That means that either one, you can play sports, or two, you could do a podcast about sports, or make a sports blog, or just write about sports, collect sports stuff and trade it. That's one thing you could do. For me, it was music. So what I would do is, when I was like 14, man, I'd be going through the internet, going online looking for stuff that I never found or I never was able to hear. So I'd, click on it, I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is tight, man, I like this. And then I'd go to the store, see if they had it, and then I would buy it. This was back when I got a used CD, and I'd just appreciate it and be like, oh my God, this is art. Now it's a new generation. Now it's totally online, streamed, and CDs and cassette tapes are dinosaur stuff. But cassette tapes are actually a very good collector's item, and original CDs, not the re-release, re-enhanced or whatever like that. So then, yeah, you get if you get the rare CDs and the rare cassette tapes and rare records, those are money, and they're going to keep gaining value over time, just like a Leonardo da Vinci painting. So one thing that I'm going to teach my son is to look at people like Bill Gates. I don't know why public schools don't show Bill Gates as much as some other person that's in history. A lot of the people in history that they talk about, there's nothing really, really modern about that. It's always learn from history. History you can learn, and you can avoid mistakes by going back in history. But why not also have Bill Gates as a role model, as an example? Not so much as the fact that, he helped build Microsoft and was a computer tech freaking whiz, okay? Computer tech wizard, genius. But the fact of the matter that the man made billions of dollars, okay, doing it, and now has a fundraiser and is over in Africa trying to abolish, or trying to get rid of malaria. Okay, now these are all positive acts. I think that the public schooling system, or whoever runs it and that's in the back behind the scenes that we don't know, won't show that, doesn't want Bill Gates to be talked about so much, or Steve Jobs, or especially Bill Gates, because one, he dropped out of Harvard. Okay, he dropped out of college. They don't want us kids, or our kids, or you to drop out of college. They want you to forever be in school. Okay, they want you to be from 5 years old to 18 years old, the prime of your learning abilities, to be stuck in a schooling system that only really teaches basic fundamentals of shit that you don't need, and algebra and calculus and all that shit, trigonometry, geometry, that you don't really need that shit unless if you want to become a freaking architect, go take geometry. But other than that, they're making us learn a lot of shit that is really, I'm not happy with the school system. It's free, so, not free. It's not 100% free. Taxpayer money and all that stuff. What am I going to tell my son? I'm not going to be a conspiracy theorist to my kid and be like, no, the schooling system is horrible. Stay out of it. I'm going to say, look, take all this with a grain of salt, okay? And then when he's a little older, I'm going to say, I was never really a fan, or I never really even thought that the schooling system and the teachers were good people, but they're teaching, that's something that they wanted to do as their job. And it's nothing against the teachers, but I've had good teachers, I've had bad teachers. I've had teachers that were passionate about what they were doing, teaching kids, and I had other teachers that weren't passionate about it at all and probably were like, why am I doing this? I thought this would be something cool, but it's not. Some lady was on this talk show talking about, I thought I was supposed to be a teacher because my mom was a teacher, my aunt was a teacher, and I became a teacher, and I like the teaching aspect of it, teaching people in general, doesn't necessarily have to be students. She's like, but I just don't like the school and the other teachers and all this other shit. So she lost her passion for teaching elementary school, but she still had a passion for overall teaching. So management, or going to different companies perhaps and being her own boss, right? So that's what she was getting more into. Now, I'm just going to have to really, why doesn't the public school teach us about people like Bill Gates? That would be something great. Maybe I've been out of this public school system for a long time, but I know that there's a hole in the education system. I know that, just look at it. Just look at the, from 5 years old to 18 years old, you're in elementary school, middle school, and high school, okay? What did you truly learn? Okay, what did you truly learn throughout all those years that was really, truly beneficial to you? And doesn't it just seem convenient enough that they have you waking up early and then you get off at a certain time for those many years? It's like conditioning your mind to become a 9-to-5 slave in a way. You know what I mean? Like, wake up early, work. Wake up early, go to school, study, listen, be obedient. Okay, they don't really teach. It doesn't need to get rewards, but the learning environment is different. It's not like, oh yeah, let's learn together. It's more like, listen to me, I'm the teacher, and you be obedient, and you read your books and take a test. Oh, you did good, you did bad. Oh, you got an A, okay, you passed. You got an F, you failed, you're bad. It makes people fucking hate school, man. All right, and that's not cool, man. School should be something that is a learning experience, not a learning, oh, you must listen to me. Be obedient. Okay? Fuck that. I want my son to be somewhere where he's like, the teacher's like, hey, how are you? What do you want to learn? What do you want to do? And I know kids' minds change all the time. One day they'll be like, I want to learn about Star Wars. Next day they'll be like, I want to learn about race cars. But see, that's the thing. Always keep them creative. Always, because by the time you or I become 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all those years of the teacher saying, oh no, listen, be obedient, your mind kind of shuts off the creativity subconsciously, unconsciously, and you start going, fuck, the teacher said I would never amount to anything, so they must be right. I have to go to college, and I have to go to school for 4 more years, 6 more years, 8 more years. And then by the time you're out of school, you don't know what the fuck to do. And then you're just, boom, working all day, every day until you're fucking 65. And then your retirement comes. And then you'll find out that your retirement money is not the same as it used to be. And they took so many fucking taxes from you. And they took all this money from you. And then you have to go work at Walmart or McDonald's. Or you could take the Bill Gates route, which the public school system doesn't want to teach. And, you say, hey, college right now, I got to put it on hold. I got to put my schooling on hold because I believe in this. I believe in technology and the computers, and I'm going to go for it. And I'm going to freaking stick it out, go for it, boom, billions of dollars, stuck with what he loved. He's making a blueprint, an example for his kids, saying, look, you guys can go whatever career you guys want. You guys have financial backing from me. You have billions of dollars, and you have a fundraising ending and abolishing malaria in Africa. Okay, these are things that I set up for you guys. Bill Gates basically is like, this is what he's got going on for his kids. They don't have to follow in his exact footsteps, but he's a model for them, and he's like, look after what I've done. Okay, you see how I've made billions of dollars. I believed in technology. I put schooling on hold, and I went after something I believed in, and it just so happened to be computers. Okay, it's not like, oh yeah, computers is where the money's at. No, he said, I believed in computers so much, I stuck with it, and now look, now I'm one of the richest men in the world, and I stuck with it. So model after me, guys. Model after me. You pick whatever career you want, but it's not the computers necessarily that made him a rich man. It was his dedication, and it just so happened to be computers. You know what I mean? Like Macintosh, they said, you know, something about, fuck, I can't remember. I got it written down somewhere. But they're just like, you know, user friendly. We love art and all that shit, but we just so happen to make computers now. So, alright guys, Demise Music Entertainment, thank you all so much.